Make this as quick as possible. I'm going to assume everyone's been consuming a ton of media on this subject matter, and I'm going to discuss what I think is going to happen in the immediate future, and just basically what's going on with the whole thing. From my perspective, the radical left has basically, they don't realize how big Charlie Kirk is. The radical left hasn't caught up to the reality that they have basically woken up billions of people. Billions. And the radical left doesn't realize that right now. They still think that it's going to be a 50-50 kind of thing. But let's explain the Charlie Kirk death and things that I found surprising very quickly. The day it happened, people were using the phrase, "Where were you when you found out that?" And it reminded me of JFK. Personally, it reminded me of JFK. Something else that I found very interesting on the day that Charlie Kirk was assassinated was, in my family, there was a Zoomer, a millennial, a Gen Xer, and a boomer who all knew who Charlie Kirk was. And I was like, that's interesting. I didn't realize he had a multi-generational reach in America. I've never been a huge Charlie Kirk fan. I've never disliked him, and I agree with most of his things, actually. And certain quotes he's had, I've actually taken and used. Like my favorite is, what is a baby? And they're like, it's a cluster of cells. And then he's like, you're a cluster of cells. I steal that. That is like my favorite comeback for the abortion thing. Anywho, but my issue is I've never been a huge Charlie Kirk fan just because I don't know, I'm my own thinker. I'm at an age where, I'm 40. I don't need a mentor figure for my ideas at this point in my life. But I have no problem with Charlie Kirk for the most part. I would do things differently than him. I would phrase things differently than him. But ultimately, I kind of agree with most of his positions. Him dying, dude, people from Ethiopia and South Korea are freaking out. I realized that Charlie Kirk is super Christian. I'm mildly Christian. Apparently he's super Christian. So his assassination has woken up the entire Christian world, which is a billion Christians. Christians that are outside of America are lamenting Charlie Kirk, and he's become a martyr. So the radical left woke up a billion Christians. The radical left also doesn't realize that most conservatives, or a good chunk of conservatives, are not religious or Christian, and the radical left woke them up. Then you also have the regular liberals like the Bill Maher's, who I would consider a good liberal. He's woken up. So the radical left has woken up, a lot of liberals. It's woken up non-religious conservatives. It's woken up all Christians globally who have access to the internet. The radical left has no idea. When his wife was they have no idea, she's right. Because I had no idea his reach until this assassination thing happened, It didn't occur to me that he had reached every generation of American male. It didn't occur to me that he had reached Christians globally, and it also, the radical left is why is this a big deal? It's just violence. And it's okay, this is an attack on the First Amendment. This is an attack on the Constitution. This is an attack on Christianity. This is just an attack on so many levels. And they don't realize how big it is to the rest of the world. Unfortunately, Charlie Kirk's death, I do believe, has meaning in that it has woken up the whole world. And the gaslighting for the last 10 years is going to be over soon. They've been gaslighting us since Trump started running for president. Trump went from being on The Apprentice and popular for my entire life. I'm a millennial, I'm 40 now. For my entire life, Trump was a popular public figure. And then the second he runs for president, they start acting like he's a racist fascist. For 10 years, For 10 years. And this whole both sides need to chill the hell out. I'm bro, the whole world has woken up to we know who burns down cities. We know who attacks Teslas. We know who assaults people in the streets for just talking. We know who, it's the world's not dumb and we all know. And unfortunately, it took Charlie dying for everyone to just be okay, no more gaslighting, No more gaslighting. Back to chicks with dicks. It's worth it. I'm not playing it anymore. I'm not playing it anymore. Sorry, Charlie. It's just, his wife's thing was last night, and That was rough, man. She was like talking circularly. It was one of the most horrible things I've watched, was his wife talking for those 17 minutes, and her just that roller coaster of emotions she expressed is so intense. It was so intense, her display, you know. So, something I find concerning, I think there's a lot of bots going on in the comment sections, like when you look at these Charlie Kirk videos, because I've noticed that the liberal ones, the comments are all atrocious, and then like the conservative ones, I can't find a negative comment on Charlie Kirk. So I don't know if there's crazy filtering going on or if it's just bots, but there is something weird going on with the comment section. Because like I was watching, I watched two videos of Charlie Kirk's wife doing the Goodbye Charlie speech last night, and I kept going to the comment section looking for negative comments and couldn't find any across two videos, scrolling through hundreds of comments. So part of me is just kind of confused, where I'm like, I don't know what's going on with the comment section. Because you'd think that there'd be liberals going into there, or not liberals, I gotta stop saying liberals, radical left. Bill Maher's a liberal and is like just so upset at this, and I have to not use the term liberal, I have to use radical left, because it is accurate, like these people that believe in like Marxism and we know the type. We know the people. I don't need to explain it. We've been dealing with them for forever now. Anyway, these are my thoughts. Everyone take it easy and be kind to each other.